All right, guys. So I have here the Reaper session loaded for my upcoming single, which is called You Bring Me to My Knees. I think that's what it's going to be called. And I have the raw vocal stems that came in from the vocalist that I'm working with. As a studio guy from South America. You're probably going to be able to tell a little bit. He's singing it in English. I wrote the lyrics for it. He wrote all the melodies, and I wrote all the music. And you're probably going to be able to tell that he's not a native English speaker in some places, the way the vowel sounds come across. But I'm pretty happy with his performance, and I like it, So I've got to mix it. All the tracks are dry and loaded in right now. And so first thing is going to be just getting the verse set, getting the effects on it. So I'm going to basically create a loop out of it. I'm going to play the intro of the song up into the verse just so you can hear some context before I start with the actual mix. Hey Easton, how are you? So that's the vocals dry. They sound pretty good dry already without anything on it. So I'm pretty excited about how this is going to come out, and it's going to be fun doing the video for this and everything. I'm excited about this release. So I want to set up a loop here. We're going to be hearing the same parts over and over. It's a mix. That's how that works. So if your attention span is very short, you're probably not cut out for mixing. Hey, Ronnie, I want to share something kind of silly with you guys, too. I felt the need to brush my teeth before I started the stream, as if you guys could tell if I had, garlic breath or something here through a live stream, but it just didn't feel right if I didn't. All right, so the first thing we have on it here, I'm going to show you the other side window. This is the tracks over here. This is what it looks like on the mixing side, and we're working with the verse so far. And the only thing I have on here so far is a channel strip, and that is SSL waves. It's a channel simulation. It's got some compression in here, and I've got, as you can see, lead vox, the preset loaded. So that's pretty much all I need for the basics. Without the channel strip, actually I'll show it to you without it in case you're curious what it's going to sound like. So if I mute the channel strip out and just play it straight. So you saw it started off low. I had to raise the volume up. It's not compressed properly like that. And it's got a little bit too much fullness of signal, which actually sounds weird, right? You don't think you want to hear something that's thinned out. But when you're mixing, you have to carve areas of instruments out to make room for other instruments. You don't want the voice competing with the guitar. The bass and the bass drum have to lock in. So you're scooping signals out of instruments so that when you put the whole puzzle together, it fits. I'm shaking. Yes, Easton, I am stinky. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, it's usually I keep it pretty simple. I have something called Vocal Finalizer here. That might end up being the only thing I use on the verse track. I don't know yet. I'm going to load it up and we'll see. So I can go with the presets in here if I want. Main vocals, you see what they have here. All the different, they call it in your face. A lot of times when I start out, so if it's the vocalist I've worked with before, I kind of have a channel strip all set for them already, a bunch of effects that I know, and it's just like a little bit of adjustments. This is the first time working with this vocalist, so I'm putting this on, and I'm just taking a stab at it and guessing I'm going to work from here. I'm shaking, dark bottle glass from you. It's too bright. Okay, so it's pretty darn good right off the bat, right? These plugins are good. They're really good. And when you have the channel strip set, it's good. I should also mention, let me switch back to the other window again. I do have a compressor on the entire vocal bus. And that is this over here. This is a fantastic, simple to use compressor, Curve Presser. Notice the preset, it is add this and you're done. It's meant for vocal buses, and they're pretty much right. It levels out the lows and the highs of levels and does a lot of the heavy lifting. I don't have to think all this through, every little nuance of it. That's I'm all about that when I'm mixing. I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel every time I do a mix. Easton says, oh yeah, he sent me a picture of a guitar he's going to have done. Easton, that thing's going to be cool. I can't wait for you to get that. I'm shaking, dog bottle glance from you. Oh, so stupid, don't get it. I'm not the one who gets on. All right. You can hear when I hit stop, that's the effect. You got that bit of delay going on there and a little bit of reverb. I like that. I like that just like it is. I'm perfectly fine with that. So I'm going to run with it. If I don't like it later in the entirety of everything, when I start mixing together, then we'll see. Now, I think the pre-chorus, I'm probably not going to do anything with different. I just copied the effect over. So I went and I just dragged the vocal finalizer from here over into the pre-chorus track. So I don't think I'm changing anything. He has a harmony vocal that kicks in on the pre-chorus. I have it muted out right now. It's this one on the bottom. So I just want to hear it by itself, and then we'll think about the harmony. But there I go. I never know how a stranger took my soul. How you took it all down, the thirst is out, my hunger's out. All right, so the pre-chorus is a little bit more rhythmic. He's got a little more staccato stops to it. So I think what I want to do is have a delay on there that's synced to the tempo. So I'm going to kill the delay that came with this. And I am going to pop a separate delay on here just for the pre-chorus. I think I want to go with H delay on here. And I want to, it's tempo synced. So set it to the BPM. We'll probably do an eighth note. I don't want it to interfere too much. So it's going to be something like a tape delay where you lose some of the high end out of it. Let's hear what it sounds like. But there I go. I never know how a stranger took my soul. How you took it all down, the thirst is out, my hunger's. But there I go. I never know. A little bit too much like that, but I get to hear it in there. Ronnie, I don't know how he wants me to share his name yet. A lot of these guys, the studio guys I work with, don't use their real names on recordings, so I need to discuss it with them. But when I do the release, I'll have a picture of him and whatever his stage name is. But there I go. I never know how a stranger took my soul. How you took it all down, the thirst is out, my hunger's out. I'm dubious on this. I don't know if I like this delay. I don't know how I feel. I'm gonna go for something else. Let's see. I grab the old school insert. Obviously, that's very slow. Yeah, that's getting more to what I wanted. I wanted to kind of a slow slapback. But there I go. I never know how a stranger took my soul. How you took it all. Okay, so that is the main vocal. He gave me a harmony vocal here, way on the bottom, harmony for the pre-chorus. So now the pre-chorus harmony, I have a different channel strip on. It's backing Vox. It's the same plugin, but it's the backing Vox preset. It thins it out a little bit more. It doesn't sound so present and in your face, which is what you want. And I suspect I'm probably going to need to widen it quite a bit. I'm going to drag the vocal finalizer over there too. I want to keep a consistent set of plugins until I don't need them. So, and it's already kind of wet, obviously, with the effects. So I want to get the doubler on. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to crank out the stereo width.
But there I go, I never know how a stranger took my soul. I just took it all down the Thursdays. But there I go, I never know how a stranger took my soul. I just took it all down the Thursdays out, my converse out. But there I go, I never know how a stranger took my soul. I just took it all down the Thursdays out, my converse out.
Okay, leading up to that big chorus now. So you can see coming up on the chorus all the tracks that are running. There's a lot there. What's going to happen with the chorus, I'm just going to mute these out, is we have 3 different harmonies here on the chorus. And then he's got the B-Vox. I'm going to end up, I want it to explode out into the chorus. I want a lot of width. So I'm going to take the main vocal of the chorus, I'm going to triple it and take the second and third copies and split them wide left and right and move them in the stereo spectrum, or not stereo spectrum, but move them in time. Just one will be like 10 milliseconds, another one will be about 20, and it's going to create this real wide chorusing effect without actually using a chorus pedal, which I find I like better actually. So let's hear it from the verse up to that point, and then we're just going to listen to the chorus vocals dry.
I'm shaking, dark bottle glance from you.
Hi, Don.
So stupid, don't get it. I'm not the one who gets on. But there I go, I never know how a stranger took my soul. I just took it all down the Thursdays out, my converse out. Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe.
Okay, so you hear there, it gets extremely dry, obviously, on the chorus because we haven't done anything to it yet. Now, he didn't quite sing exactly the way I wanted to, so I'm also going to have to play with something else first before I do anything else. And he said the word knees too quickly, too staccato. He just said knees, like that. I wanted it to be like twice as long as that. So I'm going to attempt to lengthen the word knees just by manipulating the wave file. That's going to be a little bit of surgery here. Now, there's a couple ways to do it. One is I can load a plugin like Melodyne and try to lengthen the notes on a grid that turns them into like a piano roll, a MIDI roll kind of. I like to do that more if I'm using Cubase. It has something called Vari Audio. It works a lot better. I wish it's the only thing I don't like better about Reaper is that it doesn't have that. But I'm going to try to do it with a wave file because there's no problems with the pitch. It's just that word. So I have to isolate the word and try to extend it. Okay, so there's the word knees. We're going to like really zoom in on this here. And I'm going to make it taller too so you can really see. And then I have to scrub right up to the word. Split it. And I'm going to try to extend the length of that one word. And hopefully that'll do it. Whoops. I have to hold the Alt key. I get a little hand icon there. And now it's extending the length. Yeah. And that's what I was looking for. That's how I wanted him to sing it. It's even a little bit, the S is a little bit long, right? Because you're not going knees. So I'll shorten that up. Yeah, and that's what I was looking for. So that is the wonder of working in a digital realm. And I've got it. It's going to be the same thing a couple times. So I got to find the next chorus, do it again, that kind of thing. Because he sang it the same each time. So zoom in, cut it here. Oops, wrong cut. No, that's not what you want to do. Thank you for undo. Back in the old days, man, if you cut the tape wrong, it was done. The take was over. That's how old I am. I remember that stuff. Thankfully, I don't have to deal with that anymore. Okay. Drag that back. Okay, and we have one more chorus we got to do that too. I think there was something else I heard when I listened to this before that was similar where I wanted to make some changes to it. We'll see. This stuff is fun, I have to say. I really enjoy doing this. It's so exciting when you're happy with the performance and the music is good and it just comes together and the guy played something really good. It's a pleasure to hear it and be going over it like this. Okay, so again. Yep. Okay, and now there's something I want to do with it to make it easy to move. So let me put this back up. So now, like I said, I'm going to be doubling this thing and giving it a really nice wide stereo effect. So I want to take all these tracks here and do something called gluing them. So it creates one track out of it. That way when I copy it and move it, I don't have to grab all the pieces. So I just glue items. And now it's created one thing. So when I go to move it later, I can grab it and it'll move everything. I don't have to move 6, 8 discrete pieces to get it right. Could I make you sound like an angel? Maybe? I don't know. Thanks, Don. Yeah, that's how I kept hearing it. So, all right, now we have to get to what effects are we going to put on that. Now, I think I want it to stand out from the chorus, but you have to be, from the verse and pre-chorus, you have to be careful not to overdo it. So I might go with a completely different plugin. I might take the same plugin and just adjust. So we'll start with the same plugin and adjust, which is going to be the Vocal Finalizer again. Let me undo that. So I got to switch windows, you can see. So I just drag it. You'll see I drag the one from the verse over here. Boom, just like that. Now it's a copy of the verse as far as effects. All right. For some reason, it's really strong in the left ear and nowhere else. I don't know what's going on with that. What's up with this file? All right. For some reason, the way he recorded it, it was stronger on one side. You can see it in the WAV file, but that's fine. I just pan it to the right until it's equal on both sides. Good luck, Easton. Okay. And actually, he sent me a double. I should move that up here. So I'm probably going to make the double into the split. If this is what I think it was, I got to solo it. You bring me. Yeah, he already gave me a double of the Vox, so I don't have to do a copy. But what I do is copy this twice. So we take the effects from the chorus, we copy it to the double, and we decrease the effects. We first of all get rid of the doubler on it, and we drastically decrease. We have no delay, and just a little bit of verb. We don't care about stereo width at all. We don't want it too bright. Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. We want it brighter. We don't want too much body on it. And it's going to be softer. And that's the chorus double, and it's going to be the chorus double left. And we drop it in the mix. I'm probably going to have to EQ it a little bit too. You don't want it to have as much body as the original. And now we double it. So now we have two copies of it. One of them is all the way on the left ear, another one's all the way on the right ear. I actually want to make these mono too, that just reminded me. I got to remember how to convert a track to mono. Might be something, I don't remember how to do that because I don't do it often. There's a way to make a track mono in here. There's also a phase split too. Might have to mess with that later because it's going to be strung to one side or the other because of the way he recorded it. So, all right, in any case, now what we do is the left side is going to move, that's 13 milliseconds. The right side is going to move about 24. Okay, too much. I delayed it too much, so I'm going to pull it back. it's starting to sound like a slapback, so I'm going to go the other way with it. Pull the original before and make the double, the triple later.
Thursday's out, my conger's out. Bring me to my knees.
Yeah. All right. So now what we've created is very much a wide stereo effect with extra tracks. I'm lowering the volume a little bit, and we have to de-ess it. De-esses are too strong. So we're going to drop a de-esser on each one of those doubles and crush the sounds of the sibilants, they call it, all the S's. And that's this here, this plugin. And I'm going to copy that in both instances.
Thursday's out, my conger's out. Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You're all that I can see. If I live without you, I'm alone.
Okay, I'm messing around with getting the balance left and right in your ear the way I want it.
Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You're all that I can see. If I live without you, I'm alone.
This guy can sing. Okay, so that's okay for the raw chorus without the backing vocals. There's harmonies and everything. Let's take a listen from the verse through to the chorus, because I want to know if I need to change up the chorus in any significant way, or if it's okay like that.
I'm shaking. Dark bottle glance from you. So stupid, don't get it. I'm not the one who gets on. But there I go, I never know how a stranger took my soul. I just took it all down, the Thursday's out, my conger's out. Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of times when I go to a chorus, I use like a completely different plugin or something, but I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's good. It's enough of a difference with the doubling, and when we put the harmony in, which I'm about to do, I think it'll have the effect we're looking for. So the harmonies now. They're over here. I don't have any effects on them yet. They are going to get a different plugin. It won't be the vocal finalizer because I don't need that much on it. It's going to be, I have something over here, if I remember, not the vocal finalizer. I get lost in my plugins sometimes and forget which one I was looking for. I'll know it when I see it. No, it was one of the waves ones that I want to slap on here. So I have to go over to waves. The title is You Bring Me to My Knees. Essentially, the lyrics I wrote about the silliness of when you meet someone, or not even meet someone, but see someone across a crowded room, that kind of thing, when you're in your 20s and you get completely enamored with somebody and you just act like an idiot that over somebody you don't even know. So that's pretty much what it's about. Voice-centric is what I'm looking for here. So this is the plugin I'm going to use for these backing vocals. So let's listen to one at a time.
Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe.
I want to keep the reverb
You're all that
mellow,
I can see.
because if there's too much verb on it, all those verbs combining together start to sound like mush and very trebly as well. So now I copied that, and now we have the two. Oops. I want this one and this one. Excuse me.
Bring me to my knees.
He sang these harmonies were sent to me as part of he sang a main lead, a backup lead, and 5 harmony tracks.
Bring Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me.
You can hear right there on the word here that he's a native Spanish speaker.
Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe.
All right. I think that might be it.
Thunders out. Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe.
Okay, so you hear when the music comes in that the harmonies get lost a little bit. When you solo them, it sounds great. It sounds like a chorus. But now when it's all there with guitars behind it, the harmonies are a little bit gone. And if you try to pump them up, there's too much low end to them. He's saying lower harmonies, and they're still mush. So we have to go in and EQ the harmonies and make certain signals jump out so that they're clearer. And so that's going to be what I do here. That is this equalizer, and it's going to be in this 1 to 2K range. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull some of the highs down, and I'm going to pull these lows down. Because this area in here is what we need to hear more than anything else. So if I solo that.
Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You're all that I can.
Now by doing that, when we play it back with the harmonies, they're going to poke through and blend in better.
Now bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You're all that I can see. If I live without you, I'm alone.
Okay, so now we have one piece of vocals left, and that is the chorus B vox. He has like something where he's speaking a counter melody against it. And this one we're going to get a little bit fun with. This one's going to get a treatment to it that makes it sound a little bit AM radio. Not a ton. I don't want to overdo it because that's been so done even by myself too often. But I do want to bring that into it a little bit. So that's going to be Butch Vig. I'm going to bring this vocal plugin in. And this is going to allow me to send it through an effect that has a bit of that AM sound to it. Lo-fi, if you will. I have to figure out which one it's going to be, so I'm going to solo it. No, that's way overkill. What was it? Scooped? Might have been scooped. Nope. That one's a little too crunchy. One of these is it. I just don't remember which. There's so many. There it is. Okay, so it gets a little bit crunchy.
You are the damn.
Okay, we got to bring the de-esser way up.
You are the damn first prize.
Yeah. I realize the way he's pronouncing that lyric makes it hard to understand. That's unfortunate, because that was the other thought I had for the title, which is "You Are the Devil's Prize." And I might go with that as the title. I think whatever video I make, it's going to have the lyrics on it.
You are the devil's prize.
Okay, so you hear how that vocal now, it stands apart because I put that weird effect on it.
Now bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You are the devil's prize. That I can see. If I live without you, I'm alone. Why can't I just let go?
All right, so it's totally dry. I think I need to add a little bit of verb and whatnot on it. I probably match. Do I do verb? I'm thinking here out loud. First thing I'm going to do is try to put the same delay on it that I had on the pre-chorus and see how I feel.
I just can't breathe. You are the devil's prize. That I can see. If I live without you, I'm alone. Why can't I just let go? Ooh.
Maybe. And I'm realizing that I never glued the doubles together on the other choruses, so I have to redo the doubling. The whole idea of gluing it together was to save me from doing what I'm about to do, which is move the pieces multiple times. So I moved it back a little bit. I moved it up a little bit. Not a lot. We'll see what happens when we get there. Same here. Back a little bit, up a little bit. All right, now we are going to listen to the whole thing, and I'm going to see how I feel about it and make some adjustments. So back to the top of the song.
I'm shaking. Dark bottle glance from you. So stupid, don't get it. I'm not the one who gets on. But there I go, I never know how a stranger took my soul. How you took it all down, the thirst is out, my hunger's out. Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You are the devil's prize. But I can see if I live without you, I'm alone, alone. Why can't I just let go? Ooh. I'm aching. You turn the way so cold. I'm stupid, forget it. I won't pretend I was your one. So there you go. I know you know that a stranger took my soul. How you took it all down, the thirst is out, my hunger's out. Bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You are the devil's prize. But I can see if I live without you, I'm alone, alone. Why can't I just let go? You bring me to my knees. I can live without you here with me. I just can't breathe. You are the devil's prize. That I can see. If I live without you, I'm alone. Why can't I just let go?
Giggity. He sang the F out of that. That was really good. Again, you know, some of the pronunciation, because he's not a native English speaker, makes it a little hard to understand, unfortunately. But, man, he sang that well. I think the only thing that I didn't like, well, I adjusted the keyboard a little bit in there. There's some places where the keyboard competed with the voice too much. So as it was going, I was changing the mix on that. And then there's something odd with the rhythm of something he said here in the second verse.
I'm aching. You turn the way so cold. I'm stupid, forget it. I won't pretend I was your one.
That there. He didn't sing that the way I intended it. I won't pretend I was.
Stupid, forget it. I won't pretend I was your one.
I don't know if I can recover that by moving wave files around. I may have to live with it.
Stupid, forget it. I won't pretend I was your one.
he stuffed the word pretend in very quickly. He's saying that like da 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 da. It was supposed to extend out those syllables so that he didn't have the other ones as lengthened. That could be major surgery. Or I could ask him to sing it again, but let's see. I don't know. I'll have to come back to that. So where I'm at with this is that I have a basic mix that I like. I think it's probably close. Now from here, there's something called ear fatigue when you're mixing, where you can lose the plot. You can think something's good and it's not because you're working on it too long. So I walk away from it. I'm going to go listen to some other stuff so that my ears hear things that I like, that I know are mixed the right way. Then I'll do something else. Then I come back and listen to it again with fresh ears. And usually, hopefully, it's close and I just make some tweaks. Sometimes I come back on fresh ears and I realize that what was I thinking? I had all the wrong ideas and it was total garbage and I have to do it again. And then when that happens, I usually have to A/B it with something else that I like. But I suspect this is probably pretty close to what's going to be the final mix. I might have to mess around on that verse part and do some real surgery on it. But for the most part, I'm happy here. And this song will be out. What are we at? We're towards the end of March here. This will probably be out the end of April. I have to figure out the release schedule. I have to get videos made. Excuse me. High class here, high class live feed. I'm going to have a lyric video done first so that it's clear what's being said, obviously. In this particular case, I think because the lyrics are about something kind of, I don't know, I think it's a little bit compelling anyway. I want to make sure that people understand what they are. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me and watch me mix vocals. If you're doing mixing of your own, learning any of this stuff, I hope this helps you. The plugins, I should say, again, pull them up. The main one I was using is Vocal Finalizer by this company here, Palmieri Collection. Not particularly expensive. Pro DS that I use, the de-esser. This is Fab Filter. Their stuff is a little bit expensive. You don't need to use theirs as a de-esser. It's just the one I happen to have. The H-Delay and Butch Vig here. These are both from Waves. They're very inexpensive. I think like $49 or something. They're not expensive at all. This Butch Vig vocals thing is awesome. I use it all the time. And H-Delay is really good too. And of course the SSL, the SSL channels, which I've spoken about many times and have videos on why they're so important throughout the entire mix. Thanks, Ronnie G. Yeah, no problem, John. Like I said, I hope it helps people and helps them with their own mixes. I wish I had stuff like this when I was learning. It was, like I said, reinventing the wheel before so many times and not having to do that anymore. So that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, as always. And until next time, new video up on Tuesday.